So you said Berlekamp was good at finding out what you were really fighting over in a game.
You know, there's a game that I invented, actually, called Hackenbush. And, well, first I'll describe the sort of uncoloured Hackenbush. You play it with a picture. I'm drawing a picture of a house, a rather simple house. Now, that's not a childish picture, because obviously this window here is going to fall down. There's nothing holding it up. So it's got to be a childish picture you play with. It's okay if you join the window on there, you know. Maybe you have a chimney and so on, and maybe there's a tree out here. And perhaps there are some apples on the tree and so on. And maybe there's a little doggy. Everything has got to be connected to the ground. And then the way you play it is by rubbing out an edge of the picture. Now, if I rub out that edge... Oh, by the way, each edge joins two little spots that are sort of marked clearly. If you rub out that edge, nothing falls down, because it's very strong steel this is made of, and it won't fall. But then,
if you take this edge, the whole tree falls.
If you take that edge, yes. Well, let's take that edge, and then the branch bearing the apple will fall down to the ground and just gets disappeared and so on. And the rule is that whoever makes the last move wins.
And this is an example of a sum of games.
Yes, it is. This sum of games, this is a game which has three parts to it: the dog, the house, and the tree. It's a sum of three separate games. And by the way, there's a more interesting version of it in which you have two colours. Red and blue are the typical colours, you know. And the player called left is only allowed to chop blue edges, and right is only allowed to chop red ones. And it's essentially the same thing. Well, now, if you consider this game directly corresponds to numbers. You see, suppose I have just a beanstalk of three blue edges.
It's good for the blue player.
Yes, who's called left, you know. And if over here there are two red edges, then left, who plays blue, will win. If they're the same number of each colour, then whoever starts second will win. So that's really the way zero arises as a game. It's a game in which, any game in which the second player wins, no matter who it is, can win if he plays sensibly, is a zero game. But now, well, I'm going to write down an equation. This is something we were talking about before. This blue edge, if that were all the game were, then it would be legal for left to make a move. Left, remember, removes blue edges, and that would finish the game. And it's illegal for right to make any move at all. That's what we call one free move for blue or for left. This turns out to be a half of a free move.
Because right can make a move if he goes first, but not if he goes second.
What happens is... perhaps I should subtract one from it. So I've now set up a half plus a half minus one, which should be zero. And indeed, that is a zero game, meaning that whoever starts loses. You see, I don't know which you want to be. Let me be left for a moment.
Blue.
Yes.
So
Then,
if you start, you've got no choice.
If I start, I've got no choice. What should your move be?
Take the top one.
Yes, it's foolish to take this one down here, because then you leave the last move to me. So you take the top one, and then I am forced to take this one, and you take that one, and you win. So that's what happens if left starts.
And if right starts,
If right starts, what move do you think?
it's better to take this.
Yeah, that's right. And then what should left
You
do?
kill this.
Do this, and then right will do that, and left will do that. So whoever starts loses, so that's a zero game. And all the concepts of arithmetic can be expressed in terms of games. I've only really talked about addition and order.
But there are examples of games, aren't there, that are beyond arithmetic.
Yes, there are.
But you can't get those of Hackenbush.
You can't get those with this red-blue Hackenbush, but you can with green Hackenbush. If a green edge can be taken by either player. It's possibly better if I pronounce that as either player, green for either.
And you have red and blues mixed with it.
And you have red and blues as well. Then it turns out that if you have a positive game, in other words, left can win over here in red-blue Hackenbush, and we add this green edge, it doesn't make any difference. Left can still win, no matter who starts, I'm sorry.
Because you want to take the green edge quickly.
Yes, that's true. If you have a negative game, in other words, one that's won by right, no matter who starts, then it's still negative if you add this green edge to it. But if you have a zero game, remember that in a zero game...
So this is a zero game with nothing on there.
We've got a zero game set up there. It's not very interesting. But now the first player wins.
Yes.
So the value of this game is not a number, and we call it star. And however, star is less than 1. Oh, but it's also less than a half. And it's less than a quarter and a third, I could have said as well, and so on. And star is very, very tiny, but it's greater than every negative number, and it's confused with zero. And so it's an example of another type of game. And in this theory of games that's in my book on numbers and games, we found a whole lot of other curious values. And games constitute what mathematicians call a group. You can add them, subtract them. It's an partially ordered group, and it's very interesting. It contains every partially ordered abelian group there is in the world.